Reaction tonight after presumptive Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris picked Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her running mate. Walz is a National Guard veteran who later worked as a social studies teacher before being elected to U.S. Congress in 2006. He's been the state's governor since 2018.
And News 8's Byron Tollefson caught up with some Michigan political leaders on that choice.
Kamala Harris has her running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. His Midwestern rural background aimed to shore up critical support along the Rust Belt this November.
Honestly, I couldn't be more excited. I couldn't be more thrilled.
Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel believes he's going to appeal to progressives, moderates, independents, and even disaffected Republicans.
He's just been an incredible person. I think he really embodies our Midwestern values that we have here in Michigan.
But Michigan Republican Senate leader Eric Nesbitt of Porter Township argues that Walz represents the far left.
I thought Kamala Harris was going to pick somebody more moderate, more in the center, but it seems like she's going all in on the progressive left-wing base of the Democratic Party.
Walz is a gun owner who once had an A rating from the NRA, but later denounced the group and expanded background checks for gun owners and signed a red flag law. Republicans have attacked him for ordering pandemic restrictions and criticized his response to unrest after the killing of George Floyd by a Minneapolis police officer in 2020, which included the torching of a police station. While Walz did send in the National Guard, Republicans attacked him for not doing so faster.
You saw Minneapolis burn. You see crime in Minnesota has increased nearly 20% over the last few years.
With a full Democratic trifecta in state government, Walz helped pass sweeping protections for abortion rights, universal free school breakfast and lunch for all students regardless of income, and paid family and medical leave.
These are just everyday important policies that I think are going to be very appealing to people here in the state of Michigan.
I think you just got to look at the policies that Governor Walz has enacted under a Democrat trifecta in Minnesota, and he's went full progressive.
Harris passed up on Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, who has high polling numbers in the critical battleground state. Shapiro has since endorsed the Walz pick and pledged his full support. We asked Nessel if she thinks Harris can take Pennsylvania without Shapiro on the ticket.
And I know he's going to be campaigning tirelessly on behalf of the Harris-Walz ticket in Pennsylvania, and I feel very confident that we're going to be able to maintain the Rust Belt.
We then asked Nesbitt the same question.
I'll leave that up to the political prognosticators. At the end of the day, it's between Kamala Harris and President Trump.
In Grand Rapids, Byron Tollefson, News 8.
And with the announcement of the Democratic vice presidential candidate, the two major party tickets are complete, and the battle for electoral votes now in full swing. So where does this race stand, and will Walz change the way that voters in some states feel?
Political reporter Rick Albin has a first real look at that national map where we all know the magic numbers, 270 electoral votes, Rick.
Absolutely, and the question about the VP pick, well, that's one of those that is hard to answer. If you look at history, the answer is usually they don't have much impact. However, this is a different race with the vice presidential pick and now presidential pick only now just starting to campaign together because she didn't know she was going to be at the top of the ticket even a few weeks ago. So this is a different scenario. It's hard to see exactly how this pick, who so closely follows Vice President Harris's own voting record, is going to change the ticket much, but all of that remains to be seen. Here's what we do know. This is the way right now that the Hill shows the map for 270. It shows Harris at 226 and Trump at 235. And you see the states that appear yellow on your screen. Those are the ones that are undecided. Now, there are some other groups like 270 to win that says perhaps Georgia is trending to the Republicans. And here's the whole problem with this scenario. So many of these swing states, and even some that we have colored in, are so close, maybe within 1.5 points. And some of these swing states that are not colored in are maybe in several tenths of a point. So this is a very tight race. I want to give you a couple of scenarios really quickly. Let's see what Trump would have to do using this scenario to get to 270. It's much easier for him at this point. If he takes Georgia and Pennsylvania, game over. So it just takes those two states. However, if we put those back to neutral and we look at the Harris possibilities, if you did Georgia and Pennsylvania, two of the biggest electoral states, and then added Michigan, now you're at 276. So it would take at least one more state in that scenario, and a big one at that. Now, if you look at Nevada and Arizona, they don't figure in as prominently because they have many fewer electoral votes. So the point is, the margins are really tight in these states. In some states like North Carolina, that's red right now, really close out there. It could flip from trending to toss up and back any number of times the next 3 months. But with early voting in many states will start voting well before November 5th. But here's one thing I think we can predict with relative certainty, that these 3 states, right through there, those 3 states will have to be part of the equation for whoever becomes the next president of the United States. Brian?